Dan, we're speaking ahead of this week's match against Norwich in the Premier League Cup, but firstly, just wanted to have a little reflect on the weekend's game against Lincoln. Gary said that the players will be happy with a point when they wake up in the morning. What did you make of the result?
Yeah, very similar to what the manager said. As always, our process is to review and reflect on the game. I think there were lots of areas that we can be pleased with, but equally there are lots of areas that we'll need to improve as we prepare for our next run of games.
One of the areas that I think you can be pleased with is the defensive record. That's now only 10 goals conceded in the league this season and 9 clean sheets. What work goes in here at the training ground to make a record like that?
I think any team that's willing to defend with all 11 players at any moment of the game will be a strong defensive team, and I think that's what we do, whether the ball's in the opposition's defensive third or whether it's in our defensive third. As long as the whole team is prepared to suffer and sacrifice themselves to defend that moment, then I think you can be a strong defensive unit. So I think probably the main aspect of our defensive work has been the mentality.
As has been highlighted a few times already as well, is the squad nature here at the club this season. And with 3 players away in international duty, we saw a few different faces out there on the pitch. What did you make of that aspect of the team's performance?
I think off the back of that game, and certainly off the back of that week where a few of them played against Bristol City as well, the squad's definitely going to be in a strong place now, because not only do we have people available, but we've got people game ready and available. So that's always the aim. And I think we come out of Saturday having players that are certainly getting closer to being back to their best.
Of course, so some will be disappointed not to have been involved, but after that late red card for Ryan Woods, there'll always be more opportunities going forward.
Yeah, football's brilliant in terms of the opportunities it gives you, and I think that's when it comes down to your preparation. Are you ready for the opportunity? Are you going to be able to take the opportunity? Because League One can be unforgiving. You've got to be ready to go straight in at the level. Certainly where the team is aspiring to get towards, we can't waste games. We need everyone ready to come in and really hit the pace running.
We're going away to Norwich, obviously, on Wednesday, where some of those players will be looking to make an impact and force their way into the manager's plans. What are you looking for from your team?
The biggest thing I'm looking for in this game is being able to back up a performance in quick succession. This is probably the first time where we've gone back-to-back games in successive weeks, and what I'll be really interested to see is the way that the boys are able to go out there and to perform to a high level against a high level opposition. I think it's a really exciting opportunity for them.
We signed Kevin McDonald back last week, and it was mentioned that he would be helping involved in this younger group of players to mentor them. Was the Premier League Cup in mind with that? Yeah,
potentially. That is an option. I think it's all about preparing Kev for first team fixtures, but also looking to maximise his experience around the young players and really help them be prepared for that next stage and that next level. And I think the biggest teacher to any players is the opposition that you come up against and the players that you play with. You can have good coaches that help you, but I think they're the 2 biggest things that have a really strong impact on players' learning and improvement.
We saw, though, David Perkins obviously play in the EFL Trophy. Is it interesting for you as coaches to watch how your young players play alongside more senior professionals?
It is, and it's also really interesting to try and utilise another coaching method. It's one thing being stood on the sideline trying to help the players, but it's another thing actually being within it, but still having that development mindset that you're trying to improve the players from within that. I think it's we try and work different to anyone else, because the club obviously has different positives, different drawbacks as well, where we need to produce players, and we'll try and do it in innovative ways, and having players play alongside them in those games is just one of the many ways that we try and really develop our players.
It's obviously one of the ways that we've mainly produced players through the academy. We've got the game in the FA Youth Cup on Tuesday. Would that come into your thinking at all when you're looking at the squad for your game on Wednesday?
Yeah, we'll have to come into it. And that's, again, part of the reason I'm really looking forward to this game, is because there's lots of little challenges that are actually in front of the group this week. And I'm really interested to see how they how they deal with those. And they're brilliant challenges, having the FA Youth Cup on the Tuesday and then that 21s game on the Wednesday is fantastic challenges ahead of the players, and one again that I'm really interested to see how they respond to those.
See, another challenge is the really, really long journey over to Norwich. I would ask if you're looking forward to the journey on the coach, but I probably know the answer to that. But again, is it an interesting way to see how your players react to that?
It is, and the most important thing to us is that we control as many aspects as we can in terms of our preparation. So the players are being in today to train, they'll train tomorrow. We'll travel in the best way that we possibly can. We'll try and make sure that between sessions we recover as well as we possibly can. So what I like about that is it's quite an extreme case in terms of travelling that distance. But if the players are able to prepare themselves for this game and able to perform in this game, then actually most games that come in the future should seem easier off the back of it. So I think it's a great learning opportunity for the players to learn how to prepare themselves ready to perform against the higher level opposition.
How do you like to spend your time on these long coach journeys?
I quite like, so the most important thing to me after a game on a long journey is getting the game straight back so that I can watch it back. Again, though, the good thing with these journeys is it gives you an opportunity to watch future first team opposition. It gives you an opportunity to spend time with the players where it's not such a coach and player relationship. You can get to know each other on a different level. So there's loads of positives, and again with staff. But it's really just trying to maximise your time and prepare as well as you possibly can for the game.
Of course, the main thing for this game will be continuing the momentum. 3 wins already in the group stage, aiming for that 4th as we look to secure qualification to the next round.
Yeah, and I think we said it back at the first game. Qualification is the outcome of us performing really well, but most importantly is us performing to a high level. So irrespective of the result on Wednesday night, I want to be able to stand in front of you and stand in front of the players and be able to say that we performed to our highest level. And if I go back to, I thought we performed to a good level against Bristol City. I feel like game on game in the group we have improved our levels from that first Bromley game, and that's really what we're looking to do, is we're looking to take on from Bristol City into this Norwich game and keep increasing our level.